Hey guys, so what I want to talk to you about now is the KISS system, okay? So, we all talk about KISS as in like keep it simple, smarty pants. Some people say, it's funny, keep it simple, stupid. But anyways, I've renamed it to the knowledge invaluable step system, okay? So when you're just starting out, you don't really have all of the technical knowledge or all the skill sets that you really need to start approaching like really, really big companies. So you really need to kind of take it in steps. And so that's where the system is kind of evolved from. So in the beginning, if you're just starting out, you might offer something like social posting, right? You'll find a particular lead and you'll say, all right, great. Well, hey, I can do some social media posting for you. One thing that I really want you to think about is an avatar, okay? So the avatar that you're really aiming for is the small business owner that is working on the streets. Outside my office here, we've got all these small business owners from the bakery, the haircut, and the dentist, all these small business owners that are out there. Not necessarily like any type of people that are online influencers, stuff like that, okay? So really keep it in mind, when you're building that local digital agency, all right? And so what you're gonna do is like when you're first starting out, anybody, you need zero skills, and you can literally just go do like some social media posting for them, okay? There's also a little skill set that I'm gonna show you in just a little bit. You could literally just offer a website to them, to get going, and I'll share it all. And then what happens is, you start building a relationship with them. You get them going, but what you're doing is you're actually learning, you're increasing your knowledge, okay? So you start increasing your knowledge, and then you offer the next step in the progression. So let me just kind of show you how this all works, okay? And we'll take a look real quickly, okay? So how it all works here is, you've got the knowledge invaluable step system, okay? So KISS. And so, just so you can have a little acronym so you can kind of keep it in mind for you. And so how it starts off is like, maybe you do something with like social media marketing. So you go and tell, the business owner, hey, what I'll do, why don't I just do a couple of posting for you? Like maybe I'll just do like a couple hours a week, a couple hours a day, a couple days a week. Okay. So let's just say like 5 hours. Okay. Even if you were going to go and, offer that, you could offer them, say what these business owners think about is, they think about, all right, well, hey, I'll work for you real cheap, Mr. Business Owner. I'll just work for you for like, like $15 an hour. All right. So at, 5 hours, something like that, you're looking at anywhere between like 75 to like 125 a week. All right. We're going to get into talking a little bit later. I'm going to show you how you can actually offer a website with, like no skill set at all, no technical knowledge needed. And so this gets you a lot of money, like right up front with the least amount of work. The next thing you might offer, as you start doing this, and what you're doing is you're building a relationship with the guy, so you're starting to build a relationship. And so here he is, first, when they first see you, right? So they first see you, here's that business owner. He's going to be like, maybe not like smiling. I don't really know. He's kind of like kind of looking at you really silly. Okay. But then you actually get some results, right? You get some results. And so the next thing you're going to go and look at is like, here he is right here. Okay. So here he is. And I probably should make this a little bit bigger, but he starts to smile, right? So we get a little bit of a crack of a smile. And so what you're saying is like, hey, Mr. Business Owner, I'm starting to drive people to your, to your business, your website and everything, but we need to capture them. And so one of the things that you might want to offer when you're doing this, like a simple things is like funnels. So like you guys probably very familiar, like ClickFunnels. Okay. So ClickFunnels is something that you can offer, and this will capture leads. But once you get into capturing leads, you're probably going to want to put them into like a CRM or something like that, right? So, a CRM, something like, Active Campaign, right? So Active Campaign. And what it allows you to do is that you're driving traffic to his, online presence. And so now you need to capture them, right? So essentially what's going on here is right up here, we've got, let's just call him his store. This is the person. And all these little people out here, you've got these little people, these little people, these little people here, these little people. And because of what you're doing over here, you're sending traffic, right? So you're sending traffic all over here. And so now that we've had this, let's just call this a bucket, right? So now we have this bucket of all these people. We have this bucket of all these people. You've already done the work, right? So you've already done the work right here. And so now what you're going to do is you explain this to the Mr. Business Owner. All right, so what we're going to do, Mr. Business Owner, is we're actually going to reach out to them. So I'm going to send out like a newsletter. And so what's going on here, what I want you to start seeing is that the more effort that you start doing, so for example, lead capture, right? All right, well, Mr. Business Owner, it's going to cost me it's going to take me about, maybe, like 8 hours, 8 hours of work. And so if you multiply that by the 15, you're looking at somewhere between like 125, maybe like 200 a week. Okay. So that's how that's all working out. And then, the next step in the progression is like, okay, hey, Mr. Business Owner, we need to add this because we need to send the emails out. Right. So it's like, okay, well, we have all these people, we've already got them. We've been getting them in every week. Let's start sending them out an email. Let's start recontacting them because not everyone buys on the first time. We all know that. And so he understands that. And they're like, okay, great. I get it. I need to add another 8 hours a week to this whole thing. That's another, like 125, somewhere between, 125, somewhere give or take, 200, another a week. Okay. And then now what you're going to do is like, all right, well, hey, Mr. Business Owner, we're getting a lot of people coming now. Maybe you go and add a bot. Right? So you can go and add a bot. You can literally add like ManyChat real quickly. You add a bot. And again, you're going to get into this. You're going to say, all right, well, I'm going to add another 8 hours. And again, the same thing, guys. Okay. So another, 8 hours right there. And then another, like 125 a week. Okay. And so you see where I'm going with this. And then ultimately where you want to be going is obviously into paid advertising, because once you can get into paid advertising and you're boom, 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 you're driving, you can literally drive unlimited amounts of traffic into his system. So into the system, what's going to ultimately determine how much you can spend is basically going into the system, how many sales he's going to get. But once you get into paid advertising, you know that it's going to take more. So let's just say you go and do like 13 hours. You're looking at anywhere between like 200 to 375 a week. Okay. And so when you actually do this math out, let me go and kind of just show you how this all works. And so over here, a week. So this is lead capture. If you do this, like 125, right? So 125, times 4, you're looking at about $500. I'll just say like $499. Okay. Then you're over here, same thing again, $499. Then you're over here, $499. And this is going to get a little bit more. You're looking at about $899. I'm sorry, $799. And so what I'm trying to show you is that this is all going to add up. And so you're looking at a number of something like, $2,960 a month. Okay. And so this is the whole knowledge invaluable step system, okay, where you actually start off with little knowledge. They are helping you. They're giving you like 15 bucks an hour. This works as a trade because, what you have here is you have the business owner. Yeah, let me just flop over here for a minute. And so, the business owner's like, all right, yeah, well, I could go and hire somebody off Craigslist or go put out an application. And that's a reasonable amount of money in the beginning to pay. Okay. But you see how I'm walking them up a path. But again, you're just starting out. So, it's a fair and reasonable a trade too. All right. And so what you have here is not only as you're doing it with one client, okay, but you're learning. Okay. You're actually learning. So you're over here, they go pay for ClickFunnels or something like that. And then you actually, learn how to set up pages and you learn all that knowledge. Then you move to the next one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a pattern. Then you, okay, great. Move to the next skill set. And then as you're going with this client, you're going to learn about active campaigns. So you go study the video tutorials, go into YouTube, stuff like that. And you're learning all this stuff. And then you go in here with bots. Now, I fully understand that you may not be able to pull this off with like your very first client, right? But it doesn't matter because your very first client, let's say this is client number 1, client number 2, here we go. We're getting a little bit better now. Client number 3, this guy's starting to get really happy, and then by the time you're over here, you know what I'm saying? Well, probably should put, this guy's really, really happy. We'll put him, actually make his face like this. There we go, like that. He's super happy. Oops. So anyways, you get what I'm trying to say here is that over here now, you may not pull this off with exactly one client, but the whole idea is that, maybe you've done, your first client, you really mastered this. So when you move to the second one, you really can start working on this one, or hopefully one client will stay with you. For me, they have, what I mean? I've got real lucky that in the beginning, I got to learn all this stuff and just move right up the steps. And as you keep moving, they understand it. They get it like, okay, you're going to be investing more hours. I get it. You're going to be investing more hours. You're going to be investing more hours. And ultimately, this is why I can walk into any business, because now when I do this, I don't actually start from the system. I sell them the whole system right from the beginning because I've already got my results. I've already got my results. So, all right, guys. So that's going to wrap it for that video. And what I'm going to show you in the next video is where you can go and get actually, go ahead and find these leads for you guys to start talking to. Okay. Very well. See you in the next video.